I know. Here we go. Number one, we're going to look at the patella. Number one, we're going to look at this part. You may want to pause this. You can always pause this video. I'm going to go through this very fast because the bell is going to ring. Number one is this part. Number two, girl, look at that. Number three, the opposite side of number one. So one, two, and three. I'm going to go fast. Pause this if you need to. Okay, the next bone is the hyoid. Number one, girl, look at that. Number two is the small thing. Number three is the big thing. Okay, so that's hyoid one, two, three. Okay, our next bone is going to be the sternum. The sternum has three parts. Number one, number two, number three. Again, pause this or rewind it if you need to. Number one, number two, number three. Let's go with the vertebra. Okay, the vertebra doesn't matter if you have a lumbar, a thoracic, or a cervical. You don't have to do this. Number one, this one coming right out of your back. Number two, okay, here's a hint. Number three, the hole. Shh. Okay, number four, girl, look at that. Number five starts with an L. Number six starts with a P. 5L, 6P. So number one, number two, number three, number four, 5, and 6. Okay, next bone. Let's go with the clavicle. Number one, the blunt end. Okay, it goes here. Number two, the flat end. It goes here. Okay, 1, 2, and then 3 is the tuberosity. So whatever that tuberosity is. Okay, let's go with the rib. Okay, number one, I'm making an A right here. Okay, making an A. Number two, this groove right here. Number three is the flat end. It goes here. And number four is the bumpy end. The bumpy end. Next, the sacrum. Don't worry about the coccyx. Number one, what is this? Wing. Okay, so this part right here, that's number one. It's 3 letters. There's your hint. Number two, girl, look at that. Number two, girl, look at that. Number three is this surface. It connects with the pelvic bone. Okay, like that. Okay, so that's number three. Let's do the pelvis. Okay, there's 3 parts. Number one, this is going to come right out of me, so that's number one. Number two is the bottom part. Number three is the top part. So 1, 2, 3. Again, pause this. If I'm going too fast, I have to go fast because of parent-teacher conferences. Okay, number 4 is going to be where the head of the femur goes into that. That's number 4. Number 5 is the hole. Number 5 is the hole. Number 6 is this spine right here. And number 7 is the notch. 8 is this crest. 8 is the crest. And then I'll give you some hints on 9, 10, 11, and 12. Number 9 and number 10 start with the letter A. 11 and 12 start with P. Think about this, right? So 9 is the top one in the front. 10 is the front, but it's on the bottom. So front, top, okay, front, bottom. That's 9 and 10. Both start with the letter A. If I switch this around to the back, okay, these both start with P. This is the back side, right, but top. Back, top. This is back, bottom. Okay, both of these start with the letter P. Okay, and those are all spines, of course, on this big bone. We have 2 more bones to go. Let's do the scapula. Okay, so the scapula, first one, number 1, is this process. It starts with the letter C. That's number 1. Number 2 is this flat process, and that connects with of course, the clavicle. Okay, so very similar terms there and here. So that's number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is just this big long bone right here, this part of this bone. That's number 3. 4, 5, and 6 are all fossas. 4 is the top fossa. 5 is the bottom fossa. So 4, 5, and then last but not least on this bone, 6, this fossa starts with the letter G. One last bone, let's do the mandible. Okay, number 1, girl, look at that. Number 1, girl, look at that. Number 2, this little tiny hole, what foramen is that? 3, what's this process that articulates with the skull? 4 is the opposite process. So 3 and 4. 5, this is the branch off of the body. So it's the branch off the body. It starts with the letter R. And last but not least, this making a letter A, that's number 6. Again, so what I'd like for you to do is use a Google form to put this in and then just send it to me. Okay, you can pause the video. Please don't cheat. Do your best. I'll look at it hopefully tonight. Thanks, bye.